Yo, welcome back to the channel, man. Day four, man. We at day four. Give it up. Day four. And I'm not really feeling the effects yet, but I am starting to feel the body conserving more energy. And with that, I can focus easier. Focus becomes easier. And yesterday, by the way, yesterday some had some technical difficulties, so I couldn't stream. And I don't know today if it's gonna be like an hour. I might just do like 20 minutes. I don't know. I'm doing as I go. Uh, I just get ideas like that. But yeah, day four. I'm not gonna lie though. Like I'm starting to like when I'm walking when I was like walking to the gym earlier, I got a whiff of like restaurants, different restaurants, and it was like super strong. And I'm like, oh my god, I knew exactly what they was making in the damn restaurant, man. Garlic bread. I'm like, oh, that shit punched me in the face. That motherfucker hit me with a combo. Damn, that smelled good. And there was another place I walked past, burgers. Come on, man. And now my algorithm's starting to pick up that I'm doing this. So now it's like showing me nothing but food. Hey, algorithm, whose side are you on? Nothing but food. All that food look delicious. But this just adds to the appreciation of like life and like the fruits of human labor and like eating. Like eating because this was prepared, like, like eating because it's like this is like art. Like this shit tastes so good. Like, you know? But yeah, I got this. We're about to watch this. This 15 minutes, so we probably could watch the whole thing. But this is like a motivation thing type of video. The Essential Principles of Vibration by Manly P. Hall. Now I got up on Manly P. Hall probably 2019 for real. Um, and this guy's from like I think this video was recorded in like the 1950s or something like that. Everything he did was like from a long time ago. But certain things are timeless and certain like perspectives and like once you understand what human nature is, that's timeless. So it don't matter. So it's always gonna reign true. That's why they have books. That's why we got books. That's why you read books. It's because somebody that was alive 100 years ago noticed human nature and could see it, and they observed in their perspective. They put it down in a book, and that's why some stuff is so like crucial now. If you read it, it's like this guy or whatever. Like whatever book, whatever is your favorite book, is gonna still be true when we gone. So um yeah, he talk about a lot of metaphysical things like human nature. This is the type of frequency I'm on. This is the type of things I see. Now, a lot of people get caught up in like the tribal stuff. And I understand it. I get it. But everybody is grouped. Everybody go by groups. But the way if we all like what could I say? Like if we all read the same book, our perspective is going to lead up to the same conclusion, but we might use different words to express it, or we might really start to understand it later on. Like, you got to give yourself time to understand things. Like, it's like marinating on your brain, like it's massaging into your brain. It's like you got to give yourself time to understand a thing. But this is what I get. I understand this. I like this type of stuff. I always thought like this. That's the best way to like, man. Like you could create so much more when everybody get on the same page, man. People from different places, and we all respect each other's boundaries. We all respect each other's cultures. We all respect each other's individuality. We all respect each other's groups, families. Yeah, that's how I see it. But anyways, we finna get into this.
The universe and of the smallest atom. Studying magnetism as it comes into the human body, we've discovered that each human body is surrounded by an etheric or energy field. This energy field is sometimes referred to as an aura, but it is not
This is what aura is for all the Gen Z. That's not just a random thing. This is what aura is. It's an actual scientific field in your chakras. This is what I was learning this stuff when I was 16. Back when I was 16, I was a teenager, high school, and then once I got out, I was still continuing that journey to understanding. It's a lot of fake, there's a lot of pseudoscience too in the world, and you got to be able to discern which is which, what's real, what's like has weight and density in reality. This is why a person will walk up to you and they say you walk into a room and everybody turn their heads and they look at you. It's because of your aura, your energy field.
the true aura that we think of in metaphysics. This magnetic field is an area of energy. This area of energy forms an egg-like atmospheric sheath around the physical body. Usually,
Oh yeah, can y'all see me? Do it look like does the resolution look good? I don't know. I can't really tell. Like, well, I can see it, but I feel like it's not that good. But let me know some in the comments. Some
extending 3 to 5 feet from it in each direction. This energy field is the basis of virtue because this energy field depends for its reality, its serviceability, and its protecting power to move emotion, thought, and the attitudes of the person around which this magnetic field is gathered. In other words, the individual, if they are normal, if mentally, emotionally, and physically, they're keeping the rules. This magnetic field forms a tremendous protection. It is normal, it is healthy, it is constantly able to handle infections and all kinds of difficulties. It will help to heal wounds. It will help to recover the use of functions and organs. And if we are deprived of some part of the body, it will try to compensate for it. As long as the individual takes proper care of his magnetic field, it will serve him. Now, this is a phase of morality that is generally overlooked. It is assumed that these magnetic fields are something you don't pay much attention to. They're there, maybe they'll help a little. But the truth of the matter is that practically the whole survival of the individual depends upon maintaining the integrity of this flow of energy into the magnetic field. This energy comes from the sun. It enters the individual through the crown of the head. It disseminates through the entire body, and it's excreted back again through the lower centers of the body and is recleansed by the solar energy. This is a kind of a little private tank or capsule of light that we are all carrying about with us all the time. Now, the problem of morality in this is very definite. The moment we break rules, we damage that magnetic flow. We have
That's a key detail. He said the moment we break rules, we damage it. We damage this field. It's because you cannot serve two masters. You're supposed to get your body, mind, and spirit, soul, and on one accord. Because you can easily fall from grace. This is what falling from grace is once you achieve this. Some people are raised like this. Some people are born like this and raised into that type of environment. Other people are like go through certain things and then they obtain that. Some don't. Some do. Some obtain it later on. But the fact that every is a destination and everybody like is a destination, so everybody at different points in their life is gonna clash. People gonna clash, and that's where the negativity come in. Where like you like say you're at that level where you're synchronized with everything within yourself, your energy field, and somebody else that's not. So they'll come and try to disrupt what you got going on because they'll be drawn to you as well, like magnetism. They'll be drawn to you, and now they're on bullshit with you, and you wondering like, why the fuck are they on bullshit with me right now? I didn't even do anything to them. You trying to be respectful, but they're not. So that's what that is. It's like now they don't because they don't understand why they feel like this about you. The moment you say one word, you can breathe. You can, and it'll be somebody negative. Man, I hate his ass. Like out of nowhere. Like, come on. That's what that is. It's energy. Come on now. Everything is connected. Everything is everything. Nothing is for no reason.
Have got to keep the laws of nature, and these in turn are the laws of God, or the magnetic field fails. It can fail because of physical intemperance,
The laws of God. He said these are the laws of God.
which reduce its integrity and reduce its power. It can be wasted in riotous living, which is a common cause these days, obviously destroyed by moods, by attitudes, by fears, by complexes. It can be destroyed or damaged by alcohol, drugs, narcotics, all kinds of things. But if this field is damaged, it immediately reacts into health.
And another thing, especially lust, especially lust. That's every man Achilles heel. Just think about that. Every man. You could be Indian, you could be African, you could be Chinese, you could be you could be white, European, you could be black, Hispanic. Like, it don't matter. Like every man Achilles heel in history, throughout history, is lust. Because that can definitely put you into some dangerous dark territory. That's why it's so free. That's why it's like the hub is so free and accessible and stuff. I mean, but you got to make that choice. It's on you. Nobody can force you to do nothing. So it's all on the individual person.
It damages the individual's vitality. It makes him more easily subject to contagions and infections, and it definitely shortens the life expectancy. Now, if this is so, why do we want to consider it as a moral factor? In other words, what is morality? It is obedience with the evident will of deity as manifested in creation. Virtue lies in whatever builds up the magnetic fields. Vice is that which tears them down. Therefore, if we are good, it's not because the book says we should be. It's not because it was thundered by the laws on Sinai. It is because we keep the rules of the integration of the human structure. That we use the magnetic fields correctly and protect our health and our happiness and our well-being in that way. Now we think of the magnetic field as surrounding the entire structure of the body, as Kilner shows. This, however, is only a phase of it. Each part of the body has a magnetic field. It is in the tiniest atom. There is no such a thing as a dead particle in the universe. Therefore, we are confronted with the natural problem of realizing that virtue is to keep the law of the energy field. The energy field is what establishes right and wrong. The energy field tells us that to lose our disposition and temperament is wrong. To use various negative, destructive attitudes is wrong. To compromise the principles of right living is wrong. To think badly, to feel unpleasantly, to be engaged in any action or concept which is contrary to the common good damages the magnetic field and therefore is wrong. Selfishness injures that field. Every vice we know, the breaking of any of the 10 Commandments and a number of other rules, result in damage to that field, because the final code itself is based upon the life principle in each part of the human constitution. So we have each little cell has its own moral responsibilities. The stomach has its own magnetic field. The stomach is not simply an organ. It is an organism. It is a living thing within the human body. The same is true of the heart, the brain, all the organs, the intestine, all the motor system, the nervous system, the endocrine system. These are all entities. They are entities of magnetic unities. They are part of living organisms that are cooperating together for the common good. To abuse one is to damage all. To neglect one is to neglect all. Each of these organs has its own field. in the body. And all these fields together constitute the grand magnetic field that surrounds the complete person. It is always present. There is a magnetic core on each kingdom. All integrities in all fields are compatible. All lack of integrities, all departures from integrity in any or all fields are in conflict constantly. The only way the individual can escape conflict is by never abusing the energy factors of his own life. He must never abuse his body, his emotion, or his mind. He must never permit himself to develop attitudes that are incompatible with the integrity which nature has bestowed. The magnetic fields are absolutely honest. There is no possible way of making them dishonest. The only thing we can do with them is to destroy or limit the manifestation of their integrity. If we break the rule, we lose the benefit of that particular energy. When we lose that benefit, we then say that evil has come to us. But it is not an evil thing that has come to us. It is the failure of a good thing to be developed and purified and intensified. The magnetic fields are also in a state of constant evolution. They're in evolution in the life of the person, because actually it is all a matter of gradually strengthening the perfection of an energy resource. Now, no one is going to perfect it in one life or 100 lives, maybe, but it's going to grow. And the more integrity grows, the more rapidly the individual becomes harmoniously adjusted to the principle of life to which he belongs. Something we might say as integrity is not a thing. It is an attitude. It is an approach to a thing. But this is not really true. Integrity is also a magnetic field. Everything is. Sorrow is a magnetic field. Ocean water is a magnetic field. Everything that has an existence has a magnetic field. And the whole of our atmosphere, the whole of the world in which we live.
My bad, I had the mic off. Everything is everything, nothing is for no reason.
Is one mass of magnetic interplays. The television is actually using magnetism. It is part of a world of electronics which we consider now to be simply a physical thing. But when we get all through with it, television transmission as a work achieved by energy. There is an energy field, and it is unfolding and developing in a larger energy field. The atmosphere through which these messages pass is itself a great field of light, and it is alive. Space is alive. Space is not merely some atoms alive in a vacuum. Space itself as a substance and essence is part of the great magnetism of the sun. The only way in which the individual can be really dominated by anything except himself is when he sells out his own energy and becomes negative to other things. He has to relinquish his own integrity before he can be damaged by outside forces. There isn't enough evil in all the world to destroy the integrity of one person. He must destroy it himself. Therefore, the damages are, in a sense, not only moral, but are absolutely just.
Man, that is so true. I think I had the mic on when I said this, but it's absolutely only you can destroy that. Only you can fall from grace for whatever reason, whatever took you there, whatever happened, because you cannot serve positive and negative and think you can just jump back between both. It, integrity is everything. Having integrity is everything.
In their actual integrity. This is the way in which, apparently, as the Chinese noted, the universe creates the concept of right and wrong. This right and wrong is simply a matter of what builds up and what tears down the essential energies upon which life depends. So we have this problem in every field of life. We have it in the narcotics problem. We have it in a large part of commercialism. We have it wherever there is an attitude of putting profit and advance or over integrity.
Being of the world, that's what that is.
Wherever the individual makes this compromise, he immediately becomes a part of this particular problem.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm speaking from experience. I know exactly what that was. I even got to the point where I'm like all locked. They call it being locked in, or your aura, and like having this energy field. You can get to that point, and you can also fall from grace. I'm just speaking from experience. That every man deals with lust. Every man deals with lust. No matter where you from, no matter what side of the world, he deals with lust. No matter what cultural background, creed, it don't matter. Some people embrace it, which can be their destruction, and other people's fight against it, and then other guys is at the point where they don't even think about that shit. They don't even look at it. And that's where you want to be at. That's where I want to be at. That's where I was at. Before I feel like I clipped my own damn wings and shit. I was like flying too close to the sun for real. Hermes for real.
Therefore, again, everything becomes a matter of keeping the energy fields clean. And the only way they can be kept clean is by using them properly. For it is said definitely that many may fall upon the right hand and many upon the left hand, but the just person shall not be moved. Everything is energy. So we go back to the individual now, and we find him standing in the midst of his own magnetic field, with his structure protected by the constant radiating force of outflowing energy that vitalizes everything from the center outward.
And then just think about this person. He's obviously in his uh, older years, his elder years, and just imagine how he even stumbled upon this perspective for that time back then, and it's just right through these books he getting closer and closer to when it's time to pass. And now it's like he wrote it for the future. So it's like we hearing somebody that existed in the past that don't exist no more. Like we hearing them speak about something like this, about like spiritual, it's metaphysics and human nature, like, and it, man, that stuff resonates. That's crazy to even think about, like how we could do stuff like humans can do stuff like that, create things like that, so you can like relay messages like over time. That's like traveling in time, back and forth through time. It's like you just can't interact with the timeline. That's what it seems. That's what it's like. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
And nourishes the solar system, which is the human body, from the level of the sun, as in astronomy. The ancient astrologers believed that these energy fields originated in man themselves, and that the source of all the energy fields in the human body is the heart. That this is the thing from which all else radiates. Therefore, the most dangerous of all corruption is the abuse of love, abuse of friendship, abuse of integrities, abuse of fidelities, and abuse of those things of benevolence, mercy, and compassion which are associated with the heart. As those energies remain firm, the heart
Everything he just listed, most of us understand that. And once you get to the point where you don't want to be that person that engages in those things, you're gonna get to the point where you feel shame. You're ashamed of yourself, and that shit hit hard.
Radiating out to the circumference of the magnetic field of the body is completely protective. It will be practically impossible for anything to damage it in the area where it is functioning properly. There may be other functions which is not yet perfected, but if the individual is basically honorable, he will be able to perfect these without too much trouble. Actually, however, if these energies are wrong, if the individual begins to hate somebody, or an individual breaks a friendship from selfishness, for advantage or gain, for physical or economic gain, immediately this defense is down. The individual who cheats has lowered his defenses against being cheated in his own turn. If he does an evil, he opens the way for an evil to be done to him, because he has destroyed the magnetic defenses. So our whole morality is a matter of life energies. It is a matter of gradually bringing all our intemperances into patterns of usefulness and creativeness and constructiveness. It is the gradual victory of a friendship over animosity. It takes the stranger out of existence, puts the friend in its place. Everything is part of working towards an harmonious balance of the natural resources of the solar power. Now we're going to have to finally settle down, and every person will have to decide whether he is going to fulfill his own purposes or whether he is going to obey the laws of nature. If he obeys the laws of nature and understands them, things will be solved. If he keeps on doing as he pleases with no consideration for values or for the rights and purposes of nature, he will be in trouble. Everywhere it is energy, energy that must be properly used.
Everything is energy, energy that must be properly used. Come on, man, that's a bar. Come on, man. That's the video. Let me know what y'all think below. Like, comment, and subscribe if you fuck with the video. If you, with the perspective, I'm just trying to, give a little insight on how I view things in the world. Like outside, when you take all the layers off, man, and like this person, this is like a tag team for real because I'm trying to explain the message in a way people can understand. And like, man, this dude is from like 80 years ago, 100 years ago, and he's speaking like this. So yeah, man. Day 4 down. I gotta stop today early because I gotta work on some other things. I have to work on it. But yeah, man. Day 4 down.